into a child's pose position. Once you're on the mat, everyone in the class this morning I'm pretty familiar with, so if I do come to the screen and talk quite a bit, it's because I know that you guys are 100% and know your practice well. So child's pose, you can take any variations with your legs together, arms down your sides, arms forward, depending on how your knees and your shoulders and all of that are doing. If you are going for the knees wide apart and the big toes touching, so if the knees are on the outside edges of the mat, see if you can open them a little bit wider this morning. Just that extra bit, so that you're creating that extra bit of gap in between your thighs for your belly to drop through. And then from there, what I like you to do, if your arms are reaching forward, I want you to crawl your fingertips a little bit forward ahead of you, almost actively reaching forward and also actively pressing your bum back towards your heels. Like I said, if you're taking any other variation with your legs together and your arm down your side, you can almost do the same. You can stretch your fingertips back and still push your bum back towards your heels. And then coming back to those slow, big breaths. Okay, slowly start to make your way to your hands and onto your knees. And just start to push your bum from side to side, bring a little bit of movement slowly into your body. Just waking up the body, maybe making full circles here, bum back to the heels. Send your entire body over to the left-hand side. Bring the shoulders over the wrist, entire body to the right-hand side. And you can do half circles, you can do full circles. You can change your direction up. All right, meeting me back in center. You're going to start to slide your hands out in front of you, maybe coming onto your forearms, maybe coming all the way down towards your chest, gazing forward in between your hands. And try to make your child's pose a little bit active. So almost resisting the chest to go down, but also pressing the chest down. So really pushing down through your hands, maybe dragging them a little bit back or towards one another. And you're going to keep looking forward in front of you. So I really suggest you have your computer in front of you so that you don't have to look to the side. Or just listening to my voice is probably the best if you can follow that way. Good. Slowly slide your hands back again, but keep them a little bit ahead of your shoulders. Lowering your bellies. Breathe in, lift your chest up. Sink your hips forward. And as you breathe out, push your bum forward, chin to chest, sink your bum back towards your heels. Breathe in, bring yourself up and forward, lower your bellies, breathe in, look up, chest forward, shoulders over the wrist. Almost try to bring your hips closer to the floor. And as you breathe out, go back. Keep going. Sorry, breathe in, bring yourself forward. I thought I was kicked off for a moment. And breathe out, round your back as you sit back into your child's pose. Breathing in as you come forward, belly down, chest up. And breathe out as you round your back, push yourself back into your child's pose. Breathe in, come forward. Now curl your toes in underneath and lift your hips up into a downwards facing dog. You're going to paddle it out, shifting weight from one foot to the other, shifting your bum from side to side. If your neck is feeling a little bit tight, bring some movement through the neck and the shoulders. Good. Bring the left knee down to the ground. Straighten the right leg back behind you. And you can release the back of the left foot to the floor. So I'm looking for square hips here. If you can lower your right hip a little bit and pick your left one up a bit. Now start to bend your elbows and you want them to slide down your rib cage. You want to keep it stuck. So if you feel like you can't move here, maybe move your hands a little bit further forward in front of you. But try and really keep strong through the arms. Whether you make it all the way down to the ground or not, that's fine. But try maybe and see if you can tap your chin to the floor. And then lift your back leg up as high as you can, squeezing the bum. Push yourself up to center. Curl the back toe in underneath. Straighten your back leg, your left leg. Draw your knee into your chest. See if you can kiss your knee or connect it to your forehead. And then lift it up into your three-legged down dog. Lift that right leg up nice and high. Again, draw the right knee into your chest. Connect it to your forehead. And send it back, three-legged down dog. Breathe in, draw the knee into your chest. This time, you're going to step your foot onto the inside of your right hand. Almost like you're almost going to step onto your right thumb. Shift the weight forward into your right foot and start to float your back leg off the ground. Take your right hand, hold onto your right ankle to give yourself a little bit of a hug, a little bit of a forward fold pull here. See if you can keep your hips square, flexing into your back foot. Squeeze your left butt as you lift your back leg up a little bit higher and bring your forehead towards your shin. Good, guys. Release your hands and then step slowly back into your high plank. Right foot comes back. Lift your hips up into your downwards facing dog. Nice big breath in and a sigh outwards. Pressing through your hands, tilt your bum up. Come forward into your plank, put your right knee down onto the ground. Release the back foot, lift your left leg up. So feel like you're zipping your belly up and in, squeezing the left bum, hip square, breathing in, look forward, breathe out, bend your elbows, stick them to your ribs, lean your weight a little bit forward to get the chin and the chest down. Maybe it's a little bit further from the ground, that's fine. Lift your top leg up, squeeze your left butt, push yourself up, straighten out your right leg, draw your left knee into your chest, kiss your knee. Breathe in, lift back up into your three-legged down dog, left leg goes high. Draw your left knee into your chest, again kiss it or bring it to your forehead. Breathe in, take it back behind you. As you breathe out, step the left foot onto the inside of the left thumb. Shift your weight forward onto your left leg, lift your right leg up. Hold onto your left ankle. Lower your right hip. Feel like you're pulling your left hip back and your right hip forward. Straighten out your back leg as much as you can. Squeeze your lower belly as you lift that right leg up by squeezing the butt. And then folding forward over your left leg. Pull your forehead towards your knee or your shin. Make sure that back pinky toe is down to the ground. Breathe in, come up halfway. Step your right foot far back onto the mat. Push through your hands, step your left foot back. Lift your hips up, downwards facing dog. Bring both knees down to the floor. Breathe in, look forward, lower your belly. Breathe out, chin and chest comes down to the ground. Slide yourself through onto your bellies. Breathe in, lift up through your chest. Float your hands off the floor. Squeeze your shoulders together, press your pinky toes down, lower down. We're going to do this a couple of times to warm up the spine. Press into the hands a little bit more. Well, this time actually press a bit into the hands. Lift your chest up, breathe in. Breathe out, lower down. So keep going a couple of times. Breathe in, push up. Remember to hug the shoulder blades together, the elbows in. And every time you go, you can go a little bit further. And pressing through the backs of the feet, draw and sip your lower belly in. Squeeze your bum. Maybe stay here for a moment if it feels good. And then we're going to do it with wider hands. So bring your hands off the edges of your mat onto the tips of the fingers with the elbows pointing up to the sky. Take your chin to your chest. Slowly roll yourself up, just as high as you can go. Once you reach your peak, look forward. Pull your hands, your fingertips, drag them back, and then pull yourself down to the ground. The chest comes down, and then the forehead comes down. Chin to chest, breathe in, push up, roll up. Sip your lower belly in, squeeze your butt. Breathe out, down. So a couple of times in your own time, rippling. See if you can ripple through each and every vertebra. All right, guys. Now just a little bit of shoulder warming up, so we've got those spines nice and warm. So from here, what you'll do is you're going to drop the right shoulder down towards the mat and the right ear to the mat. Then you're going to do it on the left-hand side. So drop the left ear down and the left shoulder, and then pull yourself up again, and then other side, drop the right shoulder, the left ear, and you take a little twist. So you're looking towards the opposite hand or the opposite side. And just moving through center. I've got a few nice clicks. Get the shoulders down, twisting through the body. Nice. One more to each side. And then you can slide your hands back underneath your elbows. One straight plank body, push yourself to your knees. Curl your toes underneath, sit back into your child's pose. On your next breath in, lift your hips up into your downwards facing dog. Bring your left knee down to the ground, lift your right leg up, breathe in. Breathe out, lower down. Breathe in, push up, straighten your back leg, draw your right knee into your chest, kiss your right knee. Breathe in, right leg up, three-legged split dog. Breathe out, step your right foot onto the inside of your right hand. Breathe in, lift your left leg up, standing split, holding onto the ankle, pull yourself forward and down. Release the ankle, gently step back, dropping the back toes, reaching your arms out in front of you, lifting them up into a high crescent lunge. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Try to zip up from your lower belly as if you're pulling your pelvic floor muscles upwards. Spin your back heel down onto the mat, opening up into warrior two. Sink down into your front knee. Lift the inner arch of the back foot away from the floor. Flip your front palm, reach it forward in front of you. Lift it up and over, reverse your warrior. Breathing, come back into your warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Heel toe will hop the back foot in. Bending into the front knee, push your hips back, reach forward, coming in for triangle. Back of the right hand presses into the back, into the calf, or maybe the ankle if you're going to go down a little bit lower. If you want to, you can turn your gaze to your top middle finger. Just nice focusing on feeling that nice stretch over the front, over the top hip. Great, guys. Look down at your bottom toe, bend your knee, pull yourself back up, warrior two. Hop your back foot in a little bit more and turn your hips out in front of you. Turn your back toe so that it faces the front left corner of your mat. So your hips and your shoulders are now facing forward. Breathe in, lift up high, and as you breathe out, fall down halfway. Pull your right hip back, and you can use your hands on your hips to push your left hip forward. So feel like you're pulling that right arm back in space. Little bend in that right knee. Again, you want to draw up through the navel, and then take your left hand either onto your right shin or onto the outside of your right foot. Send your right arm out in front of you, circle it up to the sky, either looking down, or if you can maintain your balance, see if you can look up at your right hand. This is quite a tough posture. It's called your revolved triangle. So try to keep lifting up, keep revolving. So keep rolling yourself open. Squeeze those thigh muscles. Feel like you're sipping and sucking your thigh muscles up and in. And circle your right arm back forward. Bring your right fingertips to the right front corner of your mat. Shift your weight into your right foot. Lift your left leg off the ground. Left hand can stay on the left hip, or the left hand can come up to the sky. Lift that back leg up nice and high, bending into your right knee, opening the top hip on top of the bottom hip. Squeeze the left butt, lift it a little bit higher. Relax your shoulders. Step your left foot nice and far back onto the mat. Spin the back heel down, pull yourself up into a warrior two, flip that front palm and reverse your warrior one more time. Cartwheel your hands down to the floor, framing your front foot. Spin the back heel away from the mat. Really want to push. See if you can, instead of sliding this right foot across your mat back, see if you can pick it up without making a sound, step it back into your down dog. Big breath in and a sigh outwards. Bring your right knee down onto the floor. Release the back of the foot, left leg goes up. Breathe in, look forward. Breathe out through your nose, chin and chest comes down. Breathe in to push yourself up. Curl your back toe underneath, straighten your right leg, draw your knee into your chest, connected to your forehead. Breathe in, left leg reaches high. Breathe out, left foot steps onto the inside of the left thumb. Shift your weight into your left foot, right leg reaches up. Hold with the left hand onto the left ankle. Pull your chest forward as you pull your belly in, fold forward, lift your back leg up. Come up halfway, breathe in, fingertips down to the ground. Step far back onto your mat. Breathe in, lift your arms, your chest up into a high crescent lunge. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Let's just square those hips off. Pull the left hip back, push the right hip forward. You can bring your hands back up again. Pull your shoulder blades together and down, turn your pinkies in, bend into your front knee. Spin your back heel down, opening into warrior two. Sink down into your front knee, open the knee up to the side. Lift that back arch, the back foot up. Flip your front palm, breathe in, reach forward, up and over, reverse your warrior. Breathe in, come back into your warrior two, straighten your front leg. I'm just going to spin myself around so that you can see me from the front or wherever you guys are. Get that back foot in, thumbs up. So the idea is to keep the hips facing forward and the shoulders facing forward. So not in front of you, but to the side as much as you can. Push the hips back, reach forward, tick-tock yourself down. Nice. So instead of collapsing, I want you to open your chest, roll your top shoulder and your hip back behind you, stacking your shoulders and your hips. You can press with the back of the left hand firmly into the calf or into the ankle, and then pull the top shoulder away from your ear, gazing up to your top middle finger if you can. Nice steady breaths. Look down at your front big toe, pull yourself back up to warrior two. Let's reverse it one time and come back up. You're going to step your back foot in a little bit more, and that back toes aim to the front corner of your mat, pretty much to the front corner, so that you mostly can turn your hips forward, your shoulders forward. Then you're going to fold forward, right? And then you're going to place your right hand onto your left calf, or ankle rather, shin, or onto the outside of your foot. And then the left arm comes up to the sky. So instead of collapsing and doing a forward fold, we're in a halfway lift with our upper bodies. Try to suck your thigh bones up, your thigh muscles. Suck your feet up. Circle your left hand down to the ground. On your breath in, lift the back leg off the floor. Take your right hand to your right hip or take it up to the sky. Squeeze the right bum as you lift it a little bit higher. Bend the left knee. Spread your toes, your back toes wide. Push the ball of the foot. And as you're bending the left knee, stretch your upper body forward, but kick back with your back leg to slowly bring the foot down to the ground. Pull yourself up, reverse your warrior, breathing in. And cartwheel your hands down to the mat. Spin your back heel away from the mat. Really try to pick up this left foot and step it back into your high plank. And lift your hips up into your down dog. Push through your hands, stretch your ears down towards your thumbs. And gently bring your knees down to the floor. Slowly roll yourself up to come all the way onto your knees. Cactus in your arms. Sit up through the lower belly, squeeze your hips forward, lift your chest up. Breathe in, bend back. Circle your arms back behind you. Bring your hands to your lower back. Press with the palms of your hands into your lower back and into your sacrum. So as much as you're pushing with your palms forward, I want you to resist and push back with your lower back, with that bony part of your hips, into your hands. Leaning back a little bit more, maybe looking up and tilting your head back. Good. As you pull yourself up, bring your arms back into cactus arms. Start to push your bum back towards your heels, stretch your heart forward. Keep going till your bum is hovering away from your heels. Pull the shoulders back behind you and then reach your arms further back. Interlace your hands behind your back. Lift your arms away from your bum and then sit all the way down onto your heels. Bring your arms over the back of your head. Bring your forehead down to the ground. Breathe in, pull yourself up. Rise a little bit onto your knees, curl your toes in underneath. Sit back with your bum onto your heels. And now push your hips and your ribs forward. Your chest opens up to the sky. Squeeze your bum, almost like you're trying to squeeze and lift it off your heels. Bring your knees a little bit closer. Now lean backwards as much as you can. Keep pulling your arms further back behind you. Open your chest. So charging those hands to the back of your mat. Breathe in, pull yourself up. Stand up all the way onto your knees. Release your hands. Breathe in, reach them all the way up to the roof. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Take your left hand down to the ground. Reach over with your right arm, side body stretch. Breathe in, pull yourself up. Right hand goes down, left arm reaches up over to the side, making a big rainbow shape with your body. Breathe in, pull yourself up to center. Again, circle your arms back behind you. Bring the hands to the lower back. Push the hips forward. Breathe in, reach back. Now you can bring your hands to your heels or you can stay where you are. Squeeze your thigh muscles up. Squeeze your bum, your lower belly. Open over your collarbones and your shoulders. You can look back. And then gently bring yourself back up to center. Cactus arms. Push the bum back to the heels. Send your chest forward. Gently release the back of the right foot. Release the left toes. Push your hips forward, 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 forward. Circle your arms back behind you. Come lie down in child's pose. Forehead comes down to the floor. Nice, slow, easy breaths. Gently bring yourselves back up onto your hands and onto your knees. Shift the weight into the left knee, lift your right leg up, breathe in. Breathe out, lower down. Breathe in, push up into your plank, draw your right knee into your chest, kiss it. Breathe in, right leg split dog. Breathe out, step your right foot forward in between the hands. Breathe in, come into your standing splits, hold on to that ankle. Breathe in, look up, and as you breathe out, step far back. Breathe in, lift up, high crescent lunge, arms up, chest up. Breathe out, warrior two. Flip the palm, breathe in, reverse your warrior. Breathe out, straighten the front leg, triangle. Both legs are a little bit bent. Breathe in, reverse your warrior again. Breathe out, come into warrior two, straighten your front leg. Hop the back foot in or heel toe it in. Reach your arms up to the sky. Turn your hips out in front of you to the front edge of your mat. Fall down halfway. Take your left hand onto your right shin or onto the outside of your foot. Circle your right arm up to the sky. Open up here. Circle your right hand to the right front corner of your mat. Circle your left arm forward out in front of you. Lift on the in-breath your left leg off the ground. Circle your left arm up to the sky. Maybe keep it on your hip if you need to help stay with balance. Then bending the top knee, pull the heel to your bum. If you can hold on to the ankle or the foot. Otherwise, just cactusing the top arm, pull the shoulders away from your ears, squeeze the heel in. Then you can straighten the back leg out, bend the front knee. Remember what I said, lean forward but kick back at the same time so that you can step slow motion. So if you think you're going slow, go slower. Back into your reverse warrior. Breathe in, cartwheel your hands to the floor. Spin the back heel. Remember not to drag the right foot back, but lift it up, step back into your down dog. Take a big breath in. And as you sigh it out, push your heels to the ground, tilt your tailbone high. Bring your right knee down to the floor. Breathe in, left leg goes up. Breathe out, chin and chest comes down. Breathe in, push up, high plank. Draw your knee into your chest. Breathe in, down dog. Extend your left leg back behind you. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, step your left foot forward. Breathe in, right leg comes up. Fold over the left leg. As you breathe out, squeeze all the air out through your bellies. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, slow motion, step back onto your mat. On your breath in, lift your arms up to the sky. On your breath out, open warrior two. On your breath in, reverse your warrior. Breathe in, come into your triangle. Breathe in, reverse your warrior. Come back into warrior two. Lift your arms, straighten your front leg, heel toe will hop the back foot forward. Aiming to the front right corner of your mat. Hips facing forward, so you might want to pull the left hip back, the right one forward. Make sure your back knee doesn't feel like it's collapsing in, so turn it forward enough. Arms are up, breathe in, breathe out, forward fold. Right hand onto the shin, or onto the outside of the foot, left arm reaches up to the sky. Instead of collapsing, reach yourself up, get your shoulders in line with your hips, draw your ribs in and down into your body. Open up here, maybe look up. Squeeze those thigh muscles. Circle your left hand down to the left front corner of your mat. Reach your right arm out in front of you for a bit of a challenge. Come onto the back tippy toes. Lift your back leg up. As you open your hip up, take your right arm up to the sky. Option to cactus this arm. And then everyone bends into the back knee. Squeeze the heel to the bum so you feel your hamstring activate. Squeeze the hamstring, squeeze the bum. Maybe hold on to the ankle or the foot if you did it on the other side. Be light on your left fingertips here. Straighten your right arm out in front of you, straighten your left leg back. So your right leg. Now reach forward with the right arm, kick back with the right leg, bend the left knee, be light on your left fingertips as you slowly step back to breathe in and reverse your warrior. Cartwheel your hands down to the floor. Breathe in, step back into your high plank. Breathe out, lift your hips up into your downwards facing dog. Look towards your belly button, take a few slow grounding breaths. See if you can, on the out breath, push your heels down, but lift your hips up and push your belly to your thighs. Pull your ribs down. Stretch your ears towards your fingertips. Breathe in, roll forward into your high plank. Take your variation of Vinyasa. Breathe out to lower down. Breathe in to lift your chest up, dog or cobra. Breathe out to pull your hips back into your downwards facing dog. Bend your knees, look in between your hands, step or hop your feet forward. Feet space for 2 fists in between the feet. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, send your chest forward, forward fold. Look back in between your legs. Breathe in, come back up halfway. Walk your hands a little bit forward in front of you and come high onto the balls of your feet and onto your toes. Bend your knees so that your thighs push up into your belly and your chest. Chin to chest, and we're going to roll up slow motion. The right leg is collapsing. Once you hit the top, circle your arms back behind you, up to the roof, stand up tall onto your tippy toes, bring your hands to touch. And as you bring your hands to your heart center, your palms are touching, you can put your heels down onto the ground. Take a nice big breath in and breathe it out. Breathe in, sit down into your chair. Sweep your fingertips back behind you to graze your mat. Reach them further back behind you. Sink your weight back into your heels, lift your heart and your chest up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. See if you can lift your toes off the floor. Lift your chest up. Now reach your arms out in front of you and lift them up overhead as high as you can. Sit your bum down a little bit more. Bring your hands to the floor and forward fold. All right, guys, bring your right foot a little bit closer to your left foot, and we're coming back into that standing split. Lift your left leg up. Take a nice forward fold here. Draw your left knee into your chest as you come up halfway. Start to float your fingertips away from the mat. As you lift your chest, bend your right knee. Then hook the left leg up and over the right leg. I'm just going to turn a bit. I'm not sure how you guys are seeing me. See if you can get the left foot onto the outside line, pushing, or maybe behind the calf. Then you're going to roll yourself up a little bit more. Bring your left elbow underneath the right, bring your palms or the backs of your hands together. Now squeeze your entire body to the midline and sit down. Release your hands back down to the floor. Unhook your left leg, send it back into your split, standing split, and step it down next to the right foot. Give it a little shake, a little breath. Shift your weight onto your right foot, bend your right knee. Shift your weight to your left foot, send your right leg back into your standing splits. Breathe in, halfway lift. Draw the right knee into your chest. Come up halfway. Open your legs wide and then take that right leg up and over the left thigh. You can use your hands. Either press the foot into the outside line of your calf or hook it around. Come up with your chest. Hook the right elbow underneath the left. Push your elbows away from you. Sit down and squeeze your inner thighs together. Lean your weight a little bit backwards. Fold forward, bring your hands to the floor. Unhook your right leg, send it up into your standing splits. Get your forehead down, squeeze the back leg, lift it up, and step it down next to your left foot. Give it a little shaker. Right, shifting the weight forward into the balls of your feet. Come up onto your toes, bend your knees. Lift your heels up as high as you can. Lift one arm up in front of you at a time. To come back into a chair on the toes, risen onto the toes. Slowly, slowly bring your bum down towards your heels. And then sit so that you rest a bit. And then push up 5 centimeters. Sit as if you've got a wall behind your back and your entire back is pressing into the wall. Then bring your bum down to your heels. Take your hands back behind you and sit down. Out of breath. Nice big full breaths in and out. Straighten your legs out in front of you. Reach your arms up to the sky, big breath in. As you breathe out, forward fold. So take your hands underneath your calves, your ankles, or holding onto your feet. Wherever you are, walk your bum back behind you a little. Bend your knees slightly, flex your feet back, especially pull those pinky toes back, push down into your heels. Now wherever you are, pull yourself forward so it feels like you're pulling your belly in and lifting your heart up. And then if you haven't folded, fold it forward, head fold down. You're going to be here for 5 big belly breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember breathing in for 4 counts, out for 4 counts. And slowly bring yourself up. Bring the soles of your feet onto the floor. Take your hands back behind you. Okay, so there's a few steps in this posture, so you can play around with them and decide which ones you're going to go for. So the first step, we can pretty much all do because you don't have to go down too far, you just go down as far as you can control it, is to bend your elbows, take your chest back, almost like you want to go lie down onto your back, but your arms are restricting you. So bending back, or like you're doing a tricep. Then push yourself up, lift your hips off the floor, and lift a leg up. So let's start with the right side. Then you put it down. Then you take the bum to the floor. Then you bend your elbows, go back. Then you straighten your arms as you lift your hips up. Shift the weight to the right foot. Draw the left knee into your chest. Straighten it out. Bend it back into your chest. Put it down. Bum down. So you're going to keep going from side to side. So that's the first. The first option is just to not lift a leg up and just lift your hips up, but still bending down. Then the second option is to lift a leg up. And then the third option is to lower down. Breathe in, hips up. Knee up, leg up. Opposite hand touches the toe. Put it down. Bum down, elbows bend. Push up, bum up. Leg up. Arm up or maybe touch. Put it down. Bum down, elbows down. Okay, guys, go. Go for it. So focus on keeping the hips square, the hamstrings pulled tight,
the bum, push out through your arms, and try not to do it too fast. If you want to make it a little bit more cardio-y, if you want to get that heart rate up, go a little bit faster. But if you want to make it more controlled and more muscle focused, go a little bit slower. Focus on shifting the weight onto the balancing foot. Focus on drawing that top knee in and pushing the heel up. So it's up to you. Sometimes I do them fast, depending on what my goal is. If it's for fitness, I'll go a little bit faster. If I want to focus muscle specific, I'll go a little bit slower. So keep going. You guys have 15 seconds to go. Hug those shoulder blades together. Squeeze the elbows in. Almost there. Let's do one more to each side. If you're going a little bit faster, you might actually do 2 to each side. Almost there. Finish it off. Last one. Nice, guys. Come and sit up. Open your feet wide to the outside edges of your mat. Wrap your arms around. Interlace your hands, your fingers. Push your knees outwards. Take your chin to your chest. Just leaning back a little bit. Gently swaying your head from side to side. And then 2 more postures for the morning. You can come up, make your way down onto your backs. If you want to watch me first, if you're not familiar with the wheel position, you can come sit up and watch me. Okay, so we'll do wheel this morning, and then we're going to do an inversion, so either a headstand or a shoulder stand. Okay, so for the wheel, you're going to bring your heels close to your bum, pigeon your toes in a little bit. Take your arms up to the roof. As you bend your elbows, put your palms down next to your ears with your fingertips pointing down to your shoulders or to your heels. Hug your elbows in towards one another. Squeeze your knees a little bit closer, so activate the arms and the legs. Then lift the hips up. And then squeeze the belly nice and tight. And then you can lift the hips up and push into the hands just to float the head and the shoulders a little bit off the ground, or just to feel that they're light and they're not heavy on the mat. Or you can push up onto the crown of your head, or push up all the way into a wheel. So take your pick. Maybe you're still down, just lightly floating the shoulders and the head. And when you're up there, I want you to take 5 slow breaths. And I want you to really squeeze your bum tight and pull your belly in as if someone's punching you in your belly, and your belly like pulls backwards. So pull it backwards to protect your back. And then when you're ready, chin to chest as you roll down, and hug your knees into your chest. Okay, last posture, guys. It's going to be a long one. We're going to stay for 20 breaths, okay? So the last one is your inversion. So the first option is legs up, hands behind the hips. I interlace my hands behind my back so that I can walk my shoulders and elbows in, and then bring my hands to more of my middle of my back, not my lower back. And then I push with my hands, lift my legs up. And the idea is to get your hips over your shoulders, and then your knees over your hips, and your feet obviously over your knees. But try to keep lifting up and squeeze your core tight. And make sure you're not on your neck, and make sure you're not moving your neck from side to side. That's why I came up, because I want to look at you guys, look at the screen. So never look to the side when you're in that position. Your neck, your spine is in a vulnerable place. Right, so if you keep it straight, it's perfect, it's great for you. Okay. Once you're up there, you're going to look at your big toes and take 20 slow breaths. If you can only get to 15, that's perfectly fine, but really see if you can get there. Okay. And then for those that practice headstand, you're going to come into a headstand. And you're going to look at the tip of your nose for 20 breaths. Okay, so you have options, either taking that shoulder stand option or taking your headstand option. All right, guys, go for it. Remember to keep those breaths very slow, breathing in for 3 to 4 count, breathing out for 3 to 4 counts. When you finished your 15 to 20 breaths, you can make your way onto your backs, drawing your knees into your chest, just squeezing your lower back. For those that are in headstands, you're going to go into a child's pose for a few moments. For those that were in shoulder stand, you're going to come into happy baby. So holding outsides of your feet or ankles, knees insides of the knees, rocking a little bit, or just being still, your eyes closed. And whenever you're ready to come to your back, and just lie down or on your side or whichever position you're going to take for your relaxation pose this morning for Shavasana. You can come lie down on your backs. Get something warm, put your lights off. And then when you're nice and relaxed, you can close your eyes. Just observing the breath and the body, paying a little bit of attention, but then also just releasing and let going after you've done that to completely surrender and drift off. Make sure to relax your facial muscles, your jaw nice and soft and relaxed. Taking a few slow, easy breaths. Just starting to gently roll your head over your mat, maybe shifting the weight from one side of your body to the other. It's creating a very calming rock motion with your body. And then just gently roll yourself over to your left or your right hand side. Keeping your body's heavy, slowly press yourself up onto your bum. But take your time to get there, no rush. Once you're on your bum, keep your eyes closed, rest your hands where it feels comfortable, and we're just going to shift perspective from that lying position that we were into the seated one and just trying to feel as comfortable and as fuzzy and nice on your seat as you did lying down on your backs. And just walking your hands out onto the mat in front of you. Take a big breath in as you take almost a bit of a halfway lift, and as you breathe out, fold forward over your hips, bring your forehead down to the floor. And gently start to walk your hands back up, hands to heart center, breathe in. And as we breathe out, we bow down. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. Hope that you guys have a fantastic day. Any questions, any feedback, pop them into the chat for me. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Cool. Thanks, Rista.